you guys, I'm Jasmine, and today I'm bringing you guys another Reddit story where I find a story on Reddit and we pretty much talk about what we would do in the situation, how we would feel about the situation, or our thoughts on the reasons why things happened the way that they did. And today we're talking about, well, let me just jump into the story. It says, my friend didn't invite me to her wedding. My friend got married last week. She hadn't really shared much in terms of her wedding plans with me, and I assumed was having a low-key event with just a few people there, which is why I hadn't been invited and I was fine with that. Until I learned that she had invited our mutual friend. We're not super close, but in touch regularly and close enough that I would have thought I'd at least have an invitation to the evening like our other friend had. I have invited her to things of mine in the past, birthdays, etc. And I think I have been a supportive friend. For example, when her and her partner got COVID, I offered to go shopping for them. Yeah, that is pretty bad if you were that involved, you know? I'm trying not to overthink it, but I also can't help feeling like it's one big massive hint for me to F off. I've been in situations like this before and it's quite triggering for me. If you were me, would you A, politely ask why I was invited, B, distance myself as we're clearly not as close as I thought we were, or C, get over myself and carry on like normal? So firstly, I just want to mention weddings are super expensive. The first reason I feel like that whole situation probably happened was probably because of cost, and they probably chose the friend they were much more closer to at the time to invite. That's just my personal thought initially. However, there are multiple other reasons why a friend might not have invited you. Again, maybe they didn't think y'all was as close as y'all thought that as you thought that you were, which sucks, but sometimes we do have to think about the fact that our perceptions of the way our connections are with people might not be the same as their thoughts are and perceptions on how we are connected to them. Alright, so you did say that you've been supportive, because another thing I was about to say, are you a negative person? Not just supportive like you being present for them, but like, are you negative, or have you been negative about relationships or negative about their relationship as well? I know I've seen situations where some people didn't get invited because the bride shared too much detail with their friends about their husband and didn't want it to be a spectacle where like somebody got drunk and said something. Because sometimes you do have to ask yourself, are you the drama? I hate to say it, but sometimes you do have to ask yourself that too. Because a lot of times I feel like people don't realize that sometimes, I hate to say it, but sometimes people do too much and they don't realize they do too much, and they don't realize that's the reason why they don't get invited to places. Because I have met people that are like that, and sometimes they feel slighted by the way they don't get invited to things. But it's like, if you out here always bringing drama in public spaces, that's probably why you don't get invited. Now, it's not always like that all the time. Sometimes friends can be haters, or may not really like you or mess with you for real. And that's their own problem. That's a personal problem. Sometimes it's like that too, unfortunately. But again, that's when it's like, well, why do you keep this friend around if they treat you like that? You know what I'm saying? There's also the factor of, do you have kids? Because sometimes people will be like, well, if they can't find a babysitter or something like that, probably shouldn't even invite them. Won't even extend that invite. There's also the factor of, have you constantly turned down invites to stuff? I know that's happened where I've seen people feel some type of way when they don't get invited to things, but it's like, if someone invites you to something multiple times and then you turn them down, well, you know, you can't really be mad if someone doesn't keep inviting you if you act like you uninterested as well, or you cancel a lot, stuff like that. They could have invited somebody to the wedding that they realized you didn't really care for, which I also have heard of happening quite often too. I've seen situations happen where a bride and groom was friends with somebody, and because they were also friends with the person's ex and they were more closer to the person's ex, the person did not get invited. Stuff like that. I've seen situations like that happen before. They were upset about something and did not exactly communicate it to you. I've also seen that happen where people might have been passive aggressive, didn't address certain things that they had an issue with, and then now you feel some type of way, but it's like that was on them to actually address those issues that happened or whatever situation that transpired between y'all. But lastly, I just want to say too that a lot of times it's not even about you. Sometimes people they thinking about themselves and they thinking about who they're naturally around a lot, and if you aren't naturally around them a lot, then you just won't get invited. And it's nothing against you as a person, but like I said, weddings are expensive. If you're not as close, they don't want to splurge the extra cost on an extra plate. Because plates of food, that junk be like $50, $80, $100+ So I can understand. I can completely understand, especially if they have a big list of people and they have to cut it short. I get it. I completely get it. So I guess let me know if that's ever happened to you guys where someone had a wedding and they didn't invite you. Do you know what the reasoning was behind why they didn't invite you? Did you feel slighted about it? If you found out other people went and you weren't invited, let me know in the comments down below. I know me personally, and it could just be because I'm an introvert. I feel like even if it was a close friend and they didn't invite me to their wedding, I probably would feel some type of way about it. But out of the choices of A, politely ask why I wasn't invited, B, distance myself as we're clearly not as close as I thought we were, or C, get over myself and carry on like normal, I would probably just choose B, because specifically if I'm a present person, I would just choose B and distance myself. I wouldn't really even address it because they probably gonna tell me something that I don't want to hear. Or like they might not even have a reason and may just pull something out of their butt because they feel guilty about it. I wouldn't want to attach any negative feeling to the fact that they even got married in the first place or to make the situation about me. But yeah, to me it's just so much easier to distance myself, and then if someone has an issue or if I really felt that concern, I would just be like, hey, actually no, I wouldn't even say nothing. I feel like I don't really have to confront something like that because, to be honest, if you happy, I'm happy. It ain't really nothing off me. However, we probably not going to be as close as we used to be. But that's just my take on it. That's just how I feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel. But make sure y'all check out my other wedding scenario playlist where I talk about different wedding situations and how I would handle or how I feel about stuff, or y'all share with me how y'all would feel. Also check out my other dating life story time playlist where I share different scenarios there that you guys can chime in on how you would handle certain situations. All of those will be linked in the description box down below. But I'll be seeing you guys again soon, so stay blessed, stay positive. Bye.